I'm thinking back, there was a book I saw, something about it's all about the obstacles. I have to go back and read that again. But yes, it's about denying those obstacles and really going. So can you tell me about the first time in your life, maybe as a child, that you did this?
Yeah, I mean, as I referenced before, it was the first obstacle in a professional sense was not getting into film school. And by
Mhm.
doing that, I pivot. I found a higher plane by going to the music business as a publicist and then meeting the celebrities and clientele that I met, kind of thing. But then once I'm in the industry, this is a very tough industry. It's not easy. It's very rough, but there's always ups and downs and challenges. Even today, I deal with challenges. But at the same time, I know the challenges exist. So I'm more prepared for the challenges to come than I've ever before. So I have a bigger toolkit to work with now. I have more more in my utility belt, to navigate or build something from that, right? So when I go back and I think about all those things, it's interesting because I can tell you there's one company in particular that I worked at. It was my first job professionally. And I can tell you this, I worked at Time Magazine, that was my first
Yep.
job, especially at 2008. So I worked with businesses and clientele before that, but this was the first corporate job when I worked.
Right.
If you remember 2008, this was the year a lot of things happened, mortgage scandal and bailout,
Yep.
banks, all that kind of stuff happened. This was my
Yep.
first year working professionally. So a lot of companies, including Time Inc., which is the parent company at Time, they actually did a lot of layoffs. So, of course, some of the layoffs were people who were in failing divisions, because, of course, at that
Right.
time, print was on a downslide. I was working technology was run up. So, for me to get that job, I was told that, okay, my job is fine. We're in technology side, we're fine. But then I still got laid off, right? So that taught me a valuable lesson about the corporate life to begin with. To know that when I was growing up, I had parents and my mother in particular worked for jobs for like 25 years, 30 years, thinking
Mhm.
that work at a job, there's loyalty at the job from the employer and you're there long term. And I always
Yeah.
believe that. And I still believe that. But in a sense where my very first job out professionally in a corporate sense failed me at that, destroyed my perception of what it means to have a career because I
Right.
thought, this is it. I'm here. But then when I'm here, they said, "Well, no, you're not here." Even though
Right.
that's the dream that was sold to me, kind of thing.
So
So that was
now
something where I learned a lot to know that I could not rely on the circumstances alone. And it goes back to when saying I need to navigate because I
right.
learned how to navigate quickly. I learned my surroundings quickly. So that's why ever since then, I continued working in media companies and publishing companies and so on because I knew that's where I wanted to be. That's where I still want to
Right.
be. That's where I am today. But it was finding a place to let these companies know that is where I want to be.